Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, one dead, several injured in Washington Boulevard collision. At least one person is dead and several others have been left nursing injuries they sustained in a collision along Washington Boulevard on Tuesday morning. According to the St. Andrew South Police, the accident happened at about 8:30 a.m. when a white Toyota Coaster bus, reportedly traveling at high speed, crashed into the rear of a truck in the vicinity of Corville Gardens. Several persons aboard the bus were rushed to hospital, many of whom are said to be nursing serious injuries. The news understands that one person has since succumbed to injuries. Keno Miller, a vendor who sells along Washington Boulevard, recounted the moments leading up to the collision.
When the bus come up the road, then the truck change lane. The truck change lane, the bus come on speed. So, you know the thing set. So they come now. Even if I try to save for himself or what, so when I'm doing just slam the next side of the bus in a truck. More time I have your sight. Personally, the bus come up the road more time. I have a sight. No joke sight neither. Sometimes we run left all the chally.
So you work on the street, you eat the living from the street?
In the middle of the street, daily. I get a lick them out as already. Carry over to go to Corville and ice me. So we know what it's like out here.
What would be your message to the drivers and even the pedestrians and the passengers?
The driver them need to take them one little time. They might go too hard. You understand? They need to take time drive. Trust me. And people like them carry and I can go them a drive with.
Deputy Superintendent of Police Rohan Ritchie told the news that the bus has been written off, indicating that this was his first time witnessing a road crash of this magnitude. DSP Ritchie urged the motorist to take more precautions when traversing the nation's roads.
At about 8:30 this morning, a motor vehicle collision occurred along the Washington Boulevard in the eastbound lane in the vicinity of Corville Gardens. It involved a public passenger vehicle, a white Toyota Coaster minibus, and a truck. Information received thus far is that the motor bus was coming at a high rate of speed and collided in the rear of the motor truck. Several persons were aboard the public passenger vehicle, to include a number of students. Quite a number of persons have been injured and have since been taken to the Kingston Public Hospital. So the information is still in its incubatory stages, but what is clear is that the motorbus, the public passenger vehicle, collided in the rear of the truck. We understand that the truck was heading easterly in the same lane. The driver slowed, getting prepared to observe the traffic light, the red signal, and the motorbus, which reports that was approaching at a high rate of speed, failed to maneuver properly and slammed into the rear of the truck. The bus is totally written off. A number of passengers were aboard, to include children, and I understand based upon preliminary reports that those injuries are serious. I've never seen anything like this in my time in the constabulary. However, one of the things we have to take into consideration is the careless maneuver on the public thoroughfare by our drivers or motoring public. They are not heeding to others. For motoring public, they are not driving with due care. And it is just careless driving that resulted in this particular incident. I'm appealing to the motoring public to be cautious on our thoroughfare, to be careful when they are driving and to look out for the safety of others using the very same thoroughfare. The intention is to arrive at your destination alive.
Police believe Danielle Anglin was killed the same day she was abducted. The police have theorized that a missing primary school teacher, Danielle Anglin, was killed the same day she was abducted. The 29-year-old woman was last seen on May 13 when she left home in Hillshire, St. Catherine for work at the St. Peter Cleaver Primary School in St. Andrew. Skeletal remains believed to be those of Miss Anglin were discovered in bushes in Salt River, Clarendon during an investigation involving the Clarendon and the St. Catherine South Police on Monday. Investigators are to conduct a forensic test to conclusively determine the identity. A suspect is in police custody in relation to the murder. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey revealed that the suspect has since given a statement to the police admitting his involvement in the disappearance of Miss Anglin. He said the police are satisfied that they apprehended the right person in relation to the crime. DCP Bailey said the police will be conducting further investigations before the suspect is charged. He also disclosed that the police will be seeking to have a structure in place for ride-share taxi services in Jamaica. It follows the challenges experienced during the investigation of Miss Anglin's disappearance.
She was picked up by the suspect. We have identified that she was picked up by the suspect. I can also say that with the help of Jamaica High, we were able to identify a specific route which the motor car that she was in traveled. We were able to identify some special items through the Jamaica High system. And so we believe that she was taken to the location, and based on the analysis that was done by CFCD, we believe that she was taken to that specific location and killed. And it's just a matter of time for the various processes, administrative processes, to take place. Then we can speak further. But I am not going to speak specifically to the person being charged. We have some processes that must be followed. He has to get his counsel. He'll be subject to a formal interview, etc. But we are satisfied, based on our investigation, that we have the right person. The motor vehicle that he drove was processed, and we are awaiting the result from the lab in respect to that. So it is our information that the suspect operates one of those ride-share service. One of the challenges that we are faced with as investigators is we do not have any local-based association or organization that we can contact when investigating cases involving these type of services. And it is something that I will be taking up with the relevant authority to ensure that more structure is put in place to treat with these type of association or organization.
Police awaiting lab results on skeletal remains believed to be of medic. The police say they are awaiting laboratory results in the case of dancehall artist Stephanie Williams, otherwise called Medic, who was reported missing on August 24 last year. Skeletal remains suspected to be those of Medic were found on February 14 in a cane field in Wallen, St. Catherine. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey says that the investigation is still being actively pursued. Some things were submitted to the lab, and we are awaiting the result whilst we continue to pursue the investigation. We are confident that we'll ultimately bring this investigation to a closure, he said. The 29-year-old dancehall artist went missing on or about August 24, 2023 and has not been seen since. Several people were questioned in relation to the disappearance of Miss Williams. Teacher facing gun and ammunition charges in St. Elizabeth. The St. Elizabeth police seized an illegal firearm and 20 rounds of ammunition during an operation along the Pedro Plains Main Road on Sunday. Charges were laid against D'Angelo Gordon, a 31-year-old teacher of Linstead, St. Catherine. It was reported that about 1 a.m., a white Nissan motor vehicle being driven by Mr. Gordon was signaled to stop. During a search, a 9mm Ruger pistol loaded with 8 live rounds was found in his possession. 12 9mm rounds were also found inside a bag. Investigations led the police to an address associated with the suspect, where an additional 49 rounds were seized. A man who was at that property was also taken into custody. Dancehall artist Valiant arrested for outstanding traffic tickets. Dancehall artist Valiant, whose given name is Raheem Bose, has been taken into custody on a warrant for outstanding traffic tickets. It is believed that Valiant, who was involved in the mishap on Sunday, which resulted in Health Minister Christopher Tufton being knocked off his bicycle in St. Andrew, was arrested Tuesday. Police sources told the news that Valiant's license was run through the system, as is routine for anyone involved in a traffic accident. That's when police discovered that a warrant was issued for his arrest because of his outstanding traffic tickets. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.